Hello, in this video we're going to continue talking about fraction. I have here one whole circle and I divided it into two equal parts and I colored only one part of it, so I have one part out of two. This one part out of two is called 1/2. So if I have a circle and I divide it into two equal parts and I colored only one part out of two, this is called 1/2. But if I have a circle and I divide it into two parts and I colored two parts out of two, so I have here two parts out of two. So there is in a fraction, it's 2 in numerator and 2 in denominator, so it's a whole one. I color the two parts. Look here, you have the whole circle colored. So two parts out of two, it represents whole one. I have here a circle and I divided it into three equal parts. I colored only one part out of the three, so it's called 1/3. I have here one out of three parts, so it's called 1/3. And I have here the same circle that divided into three parts, and I colored two parts out of the three. This is called 2/3. So I have here 2/3 mean two parts out of three. But if I have the whole circle and I represent it into three parts and I colored the three parts, so I have three parts colored out of three. So I have a whole one. So 3 out of 3 represent a whole one, as we have here 2 out of 2 represent a whole one. And I have here a circle divided into 4 equal parts, and I colored only one part out of 4. So I have 1 out of 4, this is called 1/4. And if I color the two parts out of 4, it means that I have 2/4. 2/4 mean two parts colored out of 4 parts. And look here, I divided into 4 parts and I colored 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 parts that colored out of 4. So it's called 3/4. But if I divided the circle into 4 parts and I colored all the 4 parts, this is called 4 parts colored out of 4. So as you can see, I colored the whole circle, so 4 out of 4 mean whole one. Fraction as a number lies between 0 and 1. If I have here a rectangle, so this is a whole one. But I want to know how many halves are there in a whole one. So I will put my rectangle and I want to know how many halves, as I know if I divided it in two parts, it will give me halves. So this part is called a half and the other part is called half. So how many halves I have here? 1, 2. So it will give me 2 halves. How many thirds are there in a whole one? So I will take my whole one and divide it into parts, and let's see if I divided it, how many thirds I have. I have 1, 2, 3 thirds. So I have here 3 thirds. How many quarters are there in a whole one? So I will take the whole rectangle and divide it to see how many quarters I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters in a whole one. Read then color according to the given fraction. I have here the first one that is a half, so I will color only half of the heart, mean I will color 1 out of 2. And here I have 2 over 3, mean I'm going to color 2 parts out of 3. So I will color 2 parts out of the 3. Here I have 4 out of 4, mean I want to color 4 parts out of the 4. So here I'm going to color all the rectangle. Look here, divided into 3 equal parts, and I want to color 1 out of 3, so I will color only 1 part. And here I have a circle divided into 4 parts, and I want to color 1 out of 4, so I have only the fourth. And here you have to color 2 out of 2, so I will color all the shape. And here I want to color 2 out of 4, so I will color 2 parts out of the 4 to have this 2, 4. And have here a circle divided into 3 equal parts, and I want to color 3 out of 3, so I will color the whole circle. I have here rectangle divided into 4 equal parts, and I want to color 3 out of 4, so I will color 3/4. Draw and color according to the given fraction. The given fraction here, the first one I have is half, so I will draw a line here to divide this circle into 2 equal parts. Now I will color only 1 out of 2 to represent a half. I have here a rectangle, and I want to color according to the given fraction, that is 2/4. So I will divide this into 4 equal parts, and I will color 2 out of 4. I have here a triangle, and I want to color 2 out of 3. So I will divide this triangle into 3 equal parts, and I will color 2 out of 3. Color the equal fractions in the same color. So I will see which shapes are equal in fraction. I will color them with the same color. Let's look here. This is my first shape. There is the half of the shapes is colored. So let's look at which of this shape, the half of it is colored. So which one here? Look at this one. The half of it is colored. Only one is colored out of 2, and here one is colored out of 2. So I will color them with the same color. Look here, this is circle. It divided into 3 equal parts, and there is 1 out of 3 is colored. So I will look at the shape that is half. 1 out of 3 is colored. So I have here this one too, is 1 out of 3 is colored. So I will color them with the same color. This heart is divided into 2 equal parts, but the whole heart is colored. So I want to find which of this shape is whole is colored too. Look here, this shape is whole colored, and this is whole colored. So I will color them with the same color. And this circle is colored 3 parts of it, and this is have 3 parts of it out of 4, so I will color them with the same color. Read then create a fraction. A fraction, its nominator is 1, so I put here, this is the place where I put my numerator. So I put here 1. And as we know, down here we put the denominator, so he said that and its denominator is 3. I want to read this fraction. It is 1 out of 3. It's called third, as we know. This is fraction. Its numerator is 3, so I put 3 in the place of numerator. And in denominator, there is 4, so I put in place here 4. So I want to read this. I have 3 out of 4, so it's 3/4. A fraction, its numerator is 2, so I put 2 in the place of numerator. And denominator is 3, so I put 3 in the place of denominator. I want to read this, so it's 2 out of 3, so it's 2/3. A fraction, its numerator is 1, and denominator is 2, so it's 1 out of 2, it's a half. A fraction, its numerator is 2, and denominator is 4, so I have 2 out of 4, so it's 2/4. A fraction, its numerator is 3, and denominator is 3, so I have 3 out of 3, so I have here the whole one. A fraction as a part of a set. For example, if I have here a set of stars and I colored one item out of 2, so I have here 1 out of 2, it represents a half. And I have a set of stars that are 3 stars, and I colored 1 out of the 3 stars, so I have one item out of 3, so I have here 1 from 3, so it's a third. I have a set of stars and I colored 1 item out of 4, 1 star out of the 4 stars, so it's 1 from 4, so it's a fourth or a quarter. And I have here, if you have a set of stars and you color these 2 stars, so it's 2 items out of 2. 2 out of 2, as we know, is a whole, so I can write it in this way in fraction. I have here a set of stars and I colored 2 out of 3, so I have 2 items out of 3, and I can represent it this way. It's 2 out of 3. It's 2/3. I have here a set of 4 stars and I colored 3 stars of it, so I have 3 items out of 4, so I have 3 from 4, 3/4. I want to write the fraction according to the shaded parts. So look here, I have a set of stars that have 3 stars and the colored is 1 out of 3, so it's 1/3. So as this example, we're going to solve the rest. I have here a set of faces, 4 faces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the colored is only 1, so 1 out of 4 is 1/4. I have here a set of triangles. I have here 1, 2 triangles, and there's 1 triangle out of 2 is colored, so I have 1 out of 2, it's a half. I have here a pentagon, set of pentagons. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 pentagons, and there are 1, 2 out of 4 that's colored, so I have 2 out of 4 that's colored, so I have 2/4. I have here 2 rectangles and they are both colored, so I have 2 out of 2, and it's called 2 halves. As we know, 2 halves represent the whole one. I have here 3 rhombus and I have colored 1, 2. So I have 2 out of 3, and this is represent 2/3. Color according to the given fraction. The given fraction here is 1 out of 3, so I color only one heart of the 3 hearts. This is 1 out of 2, so I color only 1 out of 2. I have here a set of 4 stars, and I want to color 3 out of 4, so I will color 1, 2, 3 stars. I have here 3, and I want to color 2 out of 3, so I will color only 2 triangles. Read and solve. I want to know the fraction of red kite. To find the fraction of the red kite, we put in denominator the set of the kites. How many total number of kites that we have? 1, 2, 3. So I put here 3. And in numerator, we put the number of red kites. So I have here 1 red kite, so I put 1. So then the fraction, we look at the set, and the total number of the set is written down here, and the number of the items that I took out of the set is written up here. So I put here the fraction of the blue kite. I know that there are 3 kites, so I put the total number of kites down here. It's 3, and I have 1 blue kite, so I put here only 1. The fraction of yellow kites is 1, only 1 yellow kite out of 3, so I put here 3, the total number of kites, and here 1. So the fraction of red kite is third, and the blue kite is third, and the yellow kite is third, only 1/3. The fraction of brown birds is, I have only 1 brown bird out of 3 birds. So I know here that the total number of birds is 3, and I have only 1 brown bird, so I wrote it here. Fraction of black birds is the total number of birds. I write it down here. I have 3 birds, and I have 1, 2 black birds, so I write it up here, 2 black birds. So it's 2 out of 3, so it's 2/3. In a forest, there are 4 elephants. 1 of them is the mother, and 3 of them are her kids. What is the fraction for the mother? So this is the mother, and it has 3 kids. But the set of elephants are 4. So I put the total number of elephants in the denominator to here, the total number of elephants. And up here, I write in numerator the number of mothers. So I have only 1 mother, so I put 1 here. So it's 1/4. The fraction of her kids is the number of kids that we have is 1, 2, 3 out of 4. So I put here the total number in denominator is 4, and here the number of kids that we have is 3. So it's 3/4. On a tree, there are 4 butterflies. 1 is yellow, 1 is pink, 1 is blue, and 1 is green. If green, yellow, and pink butterflies flow away, so the green, yellow, and pink flow away. So only the blue one is on the tree, and the rest is flow away. So I want to know what is the fraction for fluke butterfly. I have here the total number of butterflies is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put here the total number is 4. And the butterflies that flow away is that 1, 2, 3 flow away. So I put here the number of butterflies that flow away, it's 3. And the fraction for the left butterflies, I have only one butterfly left. So I put here the total number of butterflies and the one that left on the tree. And that's all for this lesson. Thank you.